Okay, so I'm going to tell you something that I don't think I've ever actually said out loud, like this anyway. There was a moment, literally just one moment, when money finally started to click for me. And it wasn't dramatic or life-changing or anything like that. It was just honest. For the longest time, I felt like I was doing everything right. I was working, paying my bills, saving when I could, trying not to overspend, which is hard. But I still had this feeling like I was missing something. Like everybody had a guidebook on how to navigate your finances that I never got. And then one day, and this sounds so simple when I say it out loud, I was sitting there looking at my accounts, trying to make sense of why I felt stressed out, even though nothing was technically going wrong. And it hit me. I knew all the numbers, but I didn't understand my patterns. I didn't understand why things felt the way that they felt. I remember looking at my month and thinking, well, no wonder I feel overwhelmed. Everything I pay for is happening in the same 10 days. It wasn't a budget problem. I honestly didn't have one at the time. It wasn't a spending problem. It was just the timing of life. And no one ever told me that that matters. And that was the moment that money started to make a lot more sense for me. I was like, oh, this isn't about me being bad with money. This is just the reality of how my money flows. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. But then I started noticing other things, like how easy it is to feel behind when you're comparing yourself to people who are in completely different seasons of life, which is very easy to do with social media nowadays. Or how easy it is to feel guilty over something small, even when you're doing the best that you can. Or how much stress disappears the second you understand why something feels off, instead of assuming it's because you're irresponsible or you don't know what you're doing. Every single day at work, I see other people having their version of that moment. That point where something finally clicks and they realize, oh, it's not just me. I just needed someone to explain this in a way that fits my life. And honestly, that's what changed things for me too. Not a new job, not more money, not some complicated system, just finally understanding my own patterns instead of judging myself for not magically knowing how to manage every single thing perfectly. Once you have that clarity, everything starts to feel a little bit lighter. You stop blaming yourself as much. You stop spiraling every time something comes up. You stop assuming you're behind just because your path looks a little bit different than someone else's. For me, that moment wasn't about becoming great with money. It was just the first time I didn't feel like this big, confusing, overwhelming thing I was supposed to naturally understand. It was the first time I felt like, okay, I can actually do this. And I think a lot of us are waiting for that moment. Not a perfect month, not a huge savings account, not a raise, just that moment when money finally makes sense in a way that feels human. So if you haven't had that moment, you're not late, you're not behind, just early in learning your own patterns. And when it clicks for you, everything will start to feel a lot more manageable.